Watching reality set in for Jodi and Ruby as they are carted off to jail from the interviews that they did is absolutely priceless. We're going to watch it and talk about it together in today's video. So y'all, I've been holding out on y'all this whole time. I actually possess a magic power that I have not told y'all about. And that magic power is the ability to touch an object, make it completely disappear, and then reappear in the absolute last place that it should be or that you would expect it to be. However, this has suited me well on my journeys. Paul, what journeys are you talking about? Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. And it's actually not my journey, it's June's journey. Who's June? What's your journey? We want to know. I said I'm getting ready to tell you. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Y'all, June's journey is back again, making this video possible. I absolutely love it. My magic powers have made me a pro at it, if I do say so myself, and we're going to talk about it today. So June's journey is a free to download game where you are finding hidden objects, but it's so much more than that, okay? It has this like 1920s vibe theme to it. Also, it's a storyline that goes along with it. You already know that we are here for stories, murder mystery, figuring out who done it, this, that, and the other, you name it. And June's journey has bottled all of that up. For me, one thing I absolutely love about, I shouldn't say that, two things. Number one, the ability to actually find objects. As you see, I can't do that at my house normally. Secondly, I'm doing all this stuff around this house, y'all, and constantly doing stuff. In June's journey, you can do things like fix the mansion up or add this or or even just looking at the scenery. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I wish I was there, but instead I'm here gutting a bathroom. What I'm saying is that it's an escape for me. Whether I'm sitting on the porch, sitting on the bed with Roscoe, taking a break from editing, taking a break while I'm filming videos, okay, you name it, I'm not gonna lie. I usually always have this game going on my phone. For me, what this game has really done so well is making you part of the story. It doesn't feel like an aimless game where you're just doing the same stuff over and over and over. You can tell that the objects you're finding, they're all building up to figuring out what happened, when, where, why, how. I absolutely love that dynamic of this game, and it's what keeps me coming back time and time again. So go ahead and give it a try and enter June's journey and help her along the way. You are going to love it. Now, the link is in the description box below, so check that out, or you can also download it via the little QR code. You can scan that here as well. So give it a try and let me know what your favorite part of it is. Again, shout out to June's journey for making this video possible. Be sure to check out their stuff, give it a download. The link's in the description, or you can scan the QR code. Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the sofa. Roscoe's back there, ever so slightly snoring. I'm sitting in front of the sofa. I could snore, but just not right now. And my name is Paul, if you're new to the channel. Now, what we're doing today, we are continuing on with the evidence viewing, talking, discussion, whatever you want to call it, in the Ruby Franke, Jodi Hildebrandt case. Essentially what I've been doing is just going through that Utah website that dumped all the evidence out and watching it and coming here to talk to you all and go over aspects of it, and there's that. So one of my previous videos, well, we've gone over them being interviewed, and this is like the day of the event after they leave the house or cart over there. Then this right here, I came down to more stuff of them getting carted off to the transport to go to jail. So what I want to do is, again, focus in on some of their behaviors, some of the stuff we hear them talking about, and that type thing as we watch it. So what we're going to do is I'll basically put it up on the screen. We'll talk about it. I'll make myself minimized down here. Now, if you do want to follow Roscoe and I outside of the YouTubes, well, we're on the Instagram, like it says on the screen right there and in the description. Go on, give it a click, give it a follow, see what you think. Now, let's go ahead and just start off with that first scene.
What's her name, Jodi? All right, dude, I'm gonna have you stand up, all right? Thank you. Go ahead and face this officer. Go ahead and place your hand on top of your head. You notice your finger, please. Thank you. What do? Just put your hands on top of your head. Sure, good. Look to your left. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Friday, not going to work for the interview, but
I got Jessica, she's going to get a card. We can schedule another day. We're thinking on Monday maybe for that interview. So I'm gonna call her if you want. We'll get you a card when you can get with Adam and schedule that. Okay.
How do I schedule that? Is you guys on the phone?
We'll give you a card with the phone number. And then yeah, you can call Adam and have Adam call us, and we can schedule it, or you can call us and schedule it either way. Okay. Just gonna do another quick check, another eye search. Yeah.
Okay, now it's quieted down here. I've done the volume so we can talk now some. First of all, love seeing her getting cuffed. Love seeing her getting cuffed, okay? Absolutely love it. Now, listen to her, like, how do I make the appointment? It's like, girl, you have no, like, she has no idea the journey she's about to go on, right? Absolutely zero idea. Now, also, interesting how the cops is so, like, I mean, it's just a routine, like, okay, do this and turn to the left and do this. And again, you see how much more like with it and going along with she is with the police officers. We're going to watch Ruby here in a second. But look at her face. I mean, she is full of worry. She's got those cuffs on. She's going down. Now we're getting ready to go back to the volume to listen, but pay attention to her kind of whining about her situation, and we'll talk about it here in a second.
I'll help you if you need.
I had a crash on the right side, my shoulder's screwed up.
Okay. Just be careful then. I'm gonna got you right here as much as I can.
Would it
You want
feel more
double cuff?
comfortable? Yeah.
Put 2 cuffs on me. Go ahead and step on out. I got you.
I landed on
So he's gonna,
Come on out. One more.
we're
I got
gonna double cuff you so that you have more room for your shoulders. So
Okay.
he's gonna take one of your hands out, okay? When he does that, I want you to place that hand on your head for me.
I need a third one for her. Yeah. Just trying to figure out which one would be easier. Okay, put that on top of your head. Thank you. Hold that one there. I'm gonna just put a different cup so it'll make it a little wider so your arms are in the bag. Okay, go ahead and bring it back down. Bring this one back down. Thank you. So now look how wide that is. Better? Okay. Let me double lock it so it doesn't get any tighter. Okay, go ahead and scoot you back. I got you as much as I can. Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things here. First of all, and this is what I was talking about when she's like, oh, I gotta crash my shoulder, it's, messed up or whatever the case is. Well, first of all, I'm sitting here thinking this. I'm like, well, Jodi, isn't like doing things uncomfortable or pain, isn't that like how you get closer to God? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going over all the stuff that we read in the journal. And this is what I think, and not just with Jodi, not just with Ruby, but we find this so often in these cases that we cover, where these people, and by that, I mean the perpetrators, the, defendants, whatever, who do these atrocities to others, not to them though. They don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to. I don't want to be uncomfortable riding down to the station now. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. But it's okay to put the kids out in 200-degree weather, sunlight, make them carry boxes up and down, shackle them up to bed, all this crazy stuff. That part just blows my mind. Now also the officers here, both of them, the female officer talking to her, the dude doing the little thing, which I love that little thing they do where they stick a little screwdriver thing in. I don't know why. I just like the noises that it makes. Very professional, very nice. The way they're treating Ruby and Jodi. Ruby and Jodi did not treat the children or anybody else for that matter with this much respect, right? It's like, take a lesson here instead of thinking that you're some kind of goddess or whatever, and note, this is how you treat human beings, right? All right, so let's continue.
So this warrant, Officer Hines is going to put in property, and that's going to be given to your appeal.
With the property.
So,
Yeah, I'll make sure of that.
second, I don't believe they will.
One pocket for one, one pocket for the other. She's got like Gotcha. But make sure it goes back to the paper. There was a paper box, and make sure anything comes off. Oh, do you want it? Give it to her there. Yes, I'll make sure they get it. Okay.
Your turn. So you'll be
Let's go.
Okay, so if you couldn't, I know there's a lot of noise going on in that, but what she's doing is, number one, that paper she was handed, she's like, the warrant, she's going over the charges. And when you catch the glimpses of Jodi, I mean, she looks scared and worried. Now, one thing that I keep thinking with situations like this, and again, any case that we cover and watch, but especially this, remember, these officers have been at her house all day long. This day started off with our getting out, going next door, all that popping off, right? You've seen, I'm not going to put them on this channel, but they're freely accessible everywhere you want to, the evidence photos of the children, right? It gives me goosebumps. It's horrible. So these officers have seen that perspective, and they're sitting here able to treat them, and obviously this is how, I mean, you know, they can't treat them how they would probably want to. They're sitting here like, this woman in this car is, you know, we don't know the full details, but she's seemingly one of the ones responsible for that kid looking like that. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely sends chills down my spine. And then when you see Jodi sitting there in that frozen like a little rabbit, and then also fast forward back to the jailhouse phone calls from her, where she's acting like she's being persecuted. You know, oh, this is, you know, I've got a story to tell. You know, this is wrongdoing right here. Really? That part blows my mind. Okay, let's go on to the next clip.
But I just want to unlock the door while you hold us. Alright, step up, please. Thank you. Go and face that officer. Put your hand on top of your head, please. And unlace your fingers. Thank you. Put on top of your head. Look to your left. Thank you. I just don't want to hit you in the head. I see what the cup. Okay. Go down. Mark, you ready? The ones that locked on the outside? Oh, right there. Okay, yeah, I got them. I know you got searched already. I don't, by Bates, you don't have anything in your pockets at all, right? You have just these ones only? Okay.
Okay, so I've silenced it here so we can kind of watch together. Number one, watch, she just takes right off. She did that before. We talked about it in the last video. Okay. Again, remember, this is coming out of an interview where she said not one word, right? I mean, maybe like, that's not my water. She would not speak, nothing. I mean, the fact of this, how she is able to do this blows my mind, okay? Now, again, I'm not trying to sit here and say or root for her or anything like that. But again, this is probably the best thing she could have done in this scenario. Because again, remember, anything you say is going to come out, right? Even if it can't be used in court in this type scenario right here, it's going to come out, it's going to be seen. Anything you say. So look at all the little nooks and crannies that Jodi has said, that even if they couldn't use it against her in court, whatever, it's out there for us to hear, to decipher all this kind of stuff. So it's crazy. Now, they're getting ready to talk to her. The volume's going to come back on, so let's listen and we'll talk about it.
Grace, you want to let you know what criminal charges for, so you're under arrest. It's going to be 2 counts, second-degree felony of child neglect, okay? Do you understand that or no? Are you okay? I'm wondering if there's like a medical clearance that needs to, like, do you need medical attention before you go to the jail? Okay. All right, well, we'll have you, as soon as she gets down here, we'll bring you out, okay?
Okay.
Y'all, I'm talking, this woman absolutely creeps me out to no in, okay? And the thing is, it's like, this is what goes through my mind with her, right? She's over here thinking she's given this right here, okay? But really what she's given is this, okay? All day long, okay? I'm sorry, it's all I can think of when I see her in this, where I'm like, that just, there's nothing there, okay? Now, you heard him say, I just love that part where he's like, are you okay? You know? It's like, no, dude, she's not, okay? But again, it's like, do you need, like, medical attention? I mean, it's so bizarre, her energy, because not only is she sitting there being like, I'm not going to say anything, like, she's not going to say anything, and the lifeless look behind her eyes is so disarming and so like what? I mean, it is a nasty energy, y'all. It was painful cringe watching this part where I was like, I can't, like the way she's just looking at them and they're like, okay, here's your charges. Now again, her not even being willing to say she understands them is in her best interest. You know, it's just, she gave nothing during this. And again, it was probably the best thing she could do. Let's continue. We're going to listen to volume and then we'll talk about it.
Have you ever been arrested before? I'm just concerned about you. I know you don't believe that. But I've had an opportunity to talk to your husband and kind of worried about your circumstances and obviously your children as well.
Okay, you know when she looked at him, she was probably like this. Because, I mean, honestly, it's like, you're concerned about me. But she is unwell. I mean, we know this, right? And so when you heard her say, we talked to your husband, you know she was sitting there like, I'm going to get Kevin. He's going to pay for this. And then he's like, we're all concerned about you, your kids. I mean, it's clear she is not, and I'm not saying mentally unwell in the way of like, let her get out of being trouble type thing, but this is a very unwell person. You could tell this by watching her videos before Jodi came in the picture. This is not a well human being, okay? This is someone who is very, very unwell. Let's continue on with the next segment. It does have volume to it, so just listen, be prepared. We'll talk about it.
But you're sure you don't need medical attention or anything like that?
Soda.
Soda?
Some soda. I haven't soda in 2 years.
Why did you start today?
I don't know. It's always around. I don't feel too good right now drinking that soda.
Yeah, you'll see.
We'll see what happens later tonight.
Okay, so this last part that we watch right here, where she's sitting there, again, he asks her one more time, you know, what's up? Is everything okay? Da-da-da-da-da. Absolutely nothing, right? So finally, the other cop, you see the other cop, he's like, well, I'm just going to talk about my day, right? And she gears, I'm sure she glares at him when he starts laughing because she's almost like, you know, are you laughing at me? Or look at the energy that she creates just in that room. Imagine her at home mad at one of her children, which clearly we know from the journals, this was 24/7, right? She was never happy with them. They were never going to win whatever game she was trying to play and put them through. So imagine that energy. She can make grown adults almost recoil from her. Imagine defenseless children, right? I mean, I just shudder to think. Now, let's watch this next clip where they actually take her out to the vehicle. Pay attention to this too, because in this part, you're going to see where Jodi's in there, and I'm like, interesting, but we'll watch it and talk about it.
Do you want me to talk to her before we put her in?
Yeah, do we probably need to do another
Search?
content? Yeah, with that.
She's not wearing a bra or anything, but I'm just gonna make sure you don't have anything in your pockets. And you're not wearing anything else under this, correct?
No, ma'am.
Spandex? Nothing? You don't remember what you're in? Okay. I just want to make sure that you don't have anything. Just widen the stance a little bit for me. Yep. Thank you. So I just spoke, you can turn to face me. So I just spoke with Jodi, but you both are under arrest right now for child. Okay, do you have any questions for me at this time? No questions? Okay, you can hop in.
You got it.
Yep. So if you would your feet as far forward as possible.
Don't worry about it. You'll have 6.
You know, when Ruby got in that backseat, Jodi just spilling the beans. They found the restraints. You know, the second Ruby got in there, she was like, say nothing. She's like, don't talk to me. If she was smart, right? Because you know, judging from her, I would assume that she was smart enough not to say anything in the car, because obviously it's recorded or whatever. You know, Jodi's just over there talking. It was interesting they put them in the car together, but they probably wanted them to talk, right? Now, the last detective we saw who was doing like the pat down, all that type of stuff, she wasn't going to play this game. She was like, you understand the charges? Any questions? You just gonna look at me like an idiot? Get her out of here. You know what I'm saying? Just like, let's just go. Like, I'm not playing this woman's game. She's not speaking. She's not doing anything. We're not gonna sit here and do this, that, and the other. She is cognitive enough to know, you know, that she's whatever, in trouble. Now, again, I would sit here and say that Ruby, well, probably both of them, but especially Ruby, is probably sitting here not thinking, the kids aren't registering to her right now, probably. She is thinking, they're trying to, you know, take away the story that I'm meant to tell or the lessons I'm meant to teach. It's probably all reverted back to like this level of narcissism back to her, if that makes sense. Because we hear just from both of them, whether it's the journals, whether it's the phone calls, whatever, they don't think they did anything wrong, right? So if fresh out of it, they're probably sitting here like, why are we in trouble? You know, oh, I can see how this might, you know, look whatever. They're not seeing anything wrong with that. The severity of this doesn't faze them at all, which again tells you how bad it probably got that we don't even know about, right? Again, I said this in the first video we watched about when they took them to the station here to interview them. It amazes me Ruby's, I don't know what you call it, her ability to sit there and say nothing, right? Look them dead in the eye, transfer this energy, because it's almost like she's transferring her negativity to them. And I think they can sense that, like I said earlier, about like just to kind of like, get her out of here, get away from me. Whereas Jodi comes off more normal, like she's talking, she's asking questions, she's at least offering them one-line responses. I mean, Ruby only said the bare minimum. When they asked her, like, do you understand, not even the charges of whatever it was about, do you need medical attention? No. You know, no, I'm just festering. She's probably casting spells in her mind, right? And again, just keep in mind for the timeline of, this is like, not the end of the day, but like the day began where we've watched previously, you know, them going to the house, all this type of stuff. So they're sitting here, these cops, their minds of seeing the stuff they've seen at the home and the state of the children, and then seeing the way they're acting. I'm sure that's why that dude's like talking to Ruby like, yeah, we're concerned about you and the kids. Like, girl, you ain't right, okay? So that's it. We'll continue going through it just as I watch more of the evidence and find parts that I feel like are, you know, I want to talk about to y'all. That's what I'm getting at. So we're almost kind of through most of it, at least, or whatever. And we'll see what comes down the pipeline with the case currently. Remember, we're still waiting to get an actual number. I can't remember. I don't have the date in front of me, but that's coming up when they go in front of like an actual probation or the parole board or whatever, how they do it, and they get told like the actual number. But I believe the maximum they can do is 30 years for these crimes, which personally, from what we've seen, isn't enough. And especially seeing the mentality that they have, that they are victims and they've been done wrong. Oh, please. They would 100% do this again. Jodi's probably already cooking up a new podcast along with her little, you know, lapdog Ruby. Although I would argue which one's the lapdog and which one's driving the ship, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Roscoe does thank you for watching. I do as well. Drop some sofas down there for Mr. Roscoe, for myself, so I have a place to sit while we talk about this case and others. I want to give a shout out to June's Journey again for making this video possible. Be sure and download it. You can check out the link down in the description below or give the QR code a scan. Check that out. It's fun. I'll see you there. And until we do that, phew, We'll see y'all soon. I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now, don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. Also, if you're looking for merch, be sure to check out my Teespring store. I'll put that up here. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Roscoe on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.